Today I'm going to be ranking every song on this new Olivia Rodrigo album, You Seem Pretty Sad for a Girl So in Love. Olivia Rodrigo is an artist whose past two albums I've really enjoyed songs from, but overall I haven't really loved an album from her so far. There are just elements of her sound that have never really fully clicked with me. For one thing, the cursive singing is just kind of a pet peeve of mine in music. And also some of her sardonic delivery vocally and lyrically has just been a little bit grating to me. But nevertheless, she's had a lot of highlights, and I've certainly been rooting for her to do something that I would love. And yeah, finally, this is that thing. On this new album, she mostly smooths out the rougher edges of the sort of punk energy that was there on the previous album, which on paper is something that I wouldn't normally like, but she just does it so well here that I am kind of crazy about it. So yeah, let's jump into the track list. At number 13 is going to be Purple. This is the one song on the album that I don't fully love. It, to me, is the least catchy and honestly the least lyrically interesting as well. But honestly, even this song is not too bad, and the fact that it is my least favorite on the album, I think, is just a testament to how high quality this thing is overall. At number 12 is going to be Honeybee, and from this point onward, I'd say I love all the songs on this list. Honeybee is a very quiet, intimate, Billie Eilish style ballad that is very simple, but it's elevated by some really beautiful string sections that are added towards the end. Because it is so quiet and understated, it doesn't stand out as much as some of the ones higher on the list, but I still do love it quite a bit. At number 11 is going to be What's Wrong With Me. This one is most notable for having a feature from Robert Smith, who absolutely kills it in my opinion. He does a great job on his verse and also does a great job on the duet sections with Olivia. And his inclusion on the song is not random because on the production side, they're very clearly going with this sort of Cure-influenced sound with these guitars that sound like something you'd hear on a Cure record. Overall, I really like the song. I think it has a great chorus and whatnot. I just think that the one thing that holds it back a little is the production, which is a little more mushy and less sharp and defined than some of the better songs on the album, in my opinion. At number 10 is going to be Maggots for Brains. This is one of the most straightforward songs on the album. Even the drums are very simple, almost skeletal, with this kind of like 1-2 pattern throughout the song. But overall, it has a great tune and great singing from Olivia. At number 9 is going to be Less, and this one is just an incredible piano ballad that falls a little later on the album. The very simple presentation just put a spotlight on Olivia's singing and songwriting, which easily carry the song. It kind of feels classic already, even though it just came out last week. At number 8 is going to be Expectations. This is a super fun and energetic late album pop rock song that I'm definitely going to be listening to a ton throughout the rest of this year. It's great, I love it. It just doesn't maybe have quite the towering presence that some of the songs higher on this list do. At number 7 is going to be Begged. This is an amazing singer-songwriter ballad that just portrays this agonizing sense of desperation with lines like, "What a shame you're not here to witness my devotion and my endless well of needs." The song does hit some minor lyrical potholes with lines like, "They say it's a virtue to not let good love slip away." What? But those minor flaws are more than made up for by the song's incredible strengths. At number 6 is going to be Cigarette Smoke. This is an amazing closer where Olivia is basically just reflecting on the regret that she has for wasting her time with this person now that a relationship is over. It features some of the best songwriting on the entire album and also has this amazing crescendo towards the end that just puts a very final note on the album experience. At number 5 is going to be My Way. This one probably has the strongest punk energy of any song on the album, and of course it has another amazing chorus. I also really love the lyrics here with Olivia complaining about this guy who just refuses to leave her alone. At number 4 is going to be Stupid Song. And this one doesn't necessarily have the most original tune in the world, but I think it does have possibly the strongest structure and progression of any song on the album. The song starts things off on the first verse very quiet and then moves into the first chorus in a way that is, again, deceptively subtle and quiet. And then all of a sudden, Olivia starts to escalate things vocally in a way that is really stunning. And she's pretty quickly followed by the backing instrumentation with just this wonderful rush of strings. And then from there, the whole thing just keeps building up so much higher than I ever would have predicted based on the super subtle beginning of the song. And then right at the crescendo, it's like all of the music just kind of drops out from underneath Olivia's voice. But then from there, she continues to structure the song and build it perfectly with this second verse, which has a bit more of a rock sound to it. And then the second chorus is also very big. And then we get a bridge section that also sort of highlights this contrast between the soft and the loud elements of the song, before she then eventually finishes things off with another chorus. Yeah, I really think this one is just a masterclass in song structure and also just a really beautiful and passionate song. And number 3 is going to be Drop Dead. This is an amazing opener to the album that basically showcases everything that is great about the sound of this album. It's got amazing singing, it's got that sassy, partially spoken delivery that Olivia loves so much. It's got clever and descriptive songwriting. It's got great production that sort of hits the balance between like catchy pop rock and a little bit more of a singer-songwriter sound. And of course, it has another amazing catchy chorus. And number 2 is going to be You Plus Me Equals Heart. This one I was very skeptical about just based on how kind of cringy the title is, but it actually turned out to be one of my absolute favorites on the album. The vocals and lyrics for some reason really gave me like an Indigo D'Souza vibe, and I think quality-wise this song is easily up there with some of the best songs that either of these artists have put out. But at number 1 is going to be The Cure. This is an amazing alternative rock song with an acoustic guitar at the core. I also love the continued inclusion of strings on this one, which is something that she really leaned into heavily on this album. Lyrically, this one goes pretty deep, talking about various metaphorical poisons that Olivia is finding herself affected by, and also just her complete inability, I guess, to like find an antidote to these things. The progression and structure on this one, similar to Stupid Song, are just really amazing. And the whole thing feels like kind of a depressing epic of sorts. It's an amazing song that will certainly turn out to be one of the best of the year, and it's on an album that will also certainly turn out to be one of the best of the year. I would be pretty shocked if this didn't end up in my top 10 for the year. I really do love this one. And yeah, that's what I have to say about it. If you disagree with my list, make sure to tell me in the comments. And with that said, thank you for watching.